island where we're gonna jump on a boat for a late afternoon, early evening, sunset sail along the Nepali coast. But for now, we're just taking our time and enjoying the beautiful scenery here. Rachel here, just popping in to give some info on the activities that we chose while we were in Kauai. This was through Captain Andy's, and we did the Nepali Sunset Dinner Sail. It's a 4-hour tour, and they take you around a good stretch of the island, all the way to the Nepali coast, so you get to see the changing coastline along the way, which was really cool. Our captain also did a great job of explaining what we were looking at along the way. Now, it was pretty windy the day that we went, and we chose to stand near the front for the best views, but that means we knew we weren't going to stay dry the whole time. They served dinner right after reaching this part of the Nepali coast before turning around. Now, I didn't record the dinner portion, but the food was actually much better than expected. It was very good, and the ride back was much smoother than on the way there. Sunrise at Poipu Beach. Still a little sleepy. Lots of people out here. We saw some dolphins jumping out of the water. It is a cloudy sunrise this morning, but still beautiful. And I see why so many people come out here. Even with the chickens screaming in the background. They've been screaming all night. Home sweet home. We found this spot last night after doing a little bit of driving around. One place that I found on iOverlander was not a good spot. It was like very residential, and because there's such like a gray area on where you can and can't sleep, I say it's a gray area. Maybe it's pretty cut and dry, but we don't have a lot of options. So I'm just trying to find places that do not say no overnight parking, and where I know we're not going to be a nuisance. People aren't going to be waking up in the morning seeing a van parked outside their house. And it is really nice that there are bathrooms just right across the street here. We did see 2 other vans in the parking lot here this morning. That makes me feel a little bit better. It wasn't too bad, apart from the chickens screaming in the middle of the night and this morning. And there was a man who parked like right next to us in the middle of the night, and I got a little freaked out, but could have been a lot worse. This is the Awa Awa Pui Trail. And I saw it on All Trails. We weren't going to do it originally, but then one of the crew members on the boat last night recommended it. So we're going to do it. He said it's great. It's about 6 miles, a little more than 6 miles out and back. There's supposed to be some really good views at the end. And this is Kauai. I'm sure I'm saying that wrong. Kauai State Park, not Waimea Canyon, but they're right next to each other. So, yeah. We got lucky. The trail was dry the day that we hiked this, but we heard if it's rainy, the mud can make things pretty miserable. The cool thing about this trail is you're actually descending for the out part of the hike, so the first half of it, down into these amazing views of the Nepali coast, and then you're hiking back up on the way back. There are some really steep drops right here, so definitely be careful, especially if you have kids with you or if you're just afraid of heights.
Highly recommend this hike. And what's really cool is the spot that we're standing on right now is right above where we were on the boat last night. So we got to see it from the water and from the land.
Unfortunately, we didn't have enough time to do another hike in Waimea Canyon, but we did have a little bit of time to at least check out this overlook. So there's a paved trail that takes you right out to the scenic overlook. It's super short, super easy. It did cost us like $15 or $20 just to park here, so didn't love that, but did love these views. So Waimea Canyon is actually commonly referred to as the Grand Canyon of Hawaii, but we both think it's more Zion-ish than Grand Canyon-ish. Like a much
greener,
and it's bigger. It's bigger than Zion Canyon, for sure. But same, I don't know, geological formations. It's beautiful.
Not as busy.
Definitely not as busy as Zion. Oh, hi, doggy. Hi, sweetie. A man on the airplane told us about this spot when we told him that we were staying in a camper van, and it's a gem. We never would have found something like this on our own. And there are no signs that say no overnight parking. There are no signs that say anything, to be honest. We would have no idea this was here if he wouldn't have told me where to go. So thank you, man on the plane. Got some sushi / poke from a little food truck, and we're just gonna enjoy the night here. The next morning, we checked out a couple different beaches on the north side of the island. We did a terrible job of documenting this, but we found some really great, less crowded spots thanks to listening to advice and recommendations from the locals. And the next morning was probably the highlight of the whole trip. So it's pretty obvious why this was one of the highlights of the trip. We booked a doors-off helicopter tour through Mauna Loa. There are so many helicopter tour companies on Kauai. We just chose this one based on some recommendations, and it did not disappoint. They take you all around the island, from Waimea Canyon to the Nepali coast, and then even inland to parts of the island that are almost impossible to access on foot. So this might be one of the only ways that you get to see those spots. the end of the line for us here in Kauai. We saved pretty much the best for last with that helicopter tour, but before we head off for Maui, we'll show you the van that we've been staying in for the past 3 nights. Come on in. So this is the bed, the sleeping area. The mattress, not great. Cole is about 6'3" and does not fit in this. I am about 5'4", and it fits me perfectly, so could be better, could be worse. A lot of storage up above, that was very helpful. Down here we have a refrigerator where we kept some beverages and some lunch foods. Under here, we have quite a bit of storage, which was really great. We just kept our suitcases under here. There's a beach umbrella. There were some beach chairs as well. We kept another soft cooler back there too. Over here, we have a sink, which we did not use. There is a water pump, and there's a water tank under here. So you can have running water if you want to do that, but we did not. More storage up here, which was great. Curtains, blackout curtains to seal off the front to the back when you're sleeping, which was wonderful. This is cool. There's storage down here in the floor. You can see lots of sand from us over the past 3 days. I like the floor storage, but I will say I almost fell off of it, like, I don't know, 4 or 5 times. So I don't know how you get around that. That's about it. Home sweet home. It was lovely. And now we get to go to a fancy Airbnb.